Aloha, Richard Albertson here. This is ICS321, and today we're going to do some of the SQL assignments, getting towards the end, and it's time to hone your SQL skills. So let me share my screen. Sure. All right, now so SQL. So if you look on the syllabus, we're down here, and chapter 12 is basically 14 SQL problems, and so I'll go through those. I don't know if I'll get through all of them today, but if I don't get through all of them today, I'll schedule a class soon. Well, let's see, is this the last day? No, next week is the last week of class. Is that correct? Yeah, and then there's finals week. Okay, so yeah, we're in this week right now, and next week is this week. All right, so and then also if we look at our assignments, we see that well, here we see, let's go to assignment. This is the second one. This is the first SQL one. All right, now this grading assistant, is this the right one? All right, so some of you have I haven't figured out the pattern yet for why some people have this problem and why someone don't, but it has to do with I know, because I've had that problem before too, and that particular page has got a whole bunch of code in it that's not used, and there was a whole different sort of passwording system inside that page, and I had to convert it over, and something happens, and I think something with the cookies or something, and the wrong thing gets stored in your cookie, and then when you go in there, it thinks that you're somebody else, or it looks in the wrong table for you or something. So, but you should be able to go here, and this should say SP21, and this is the thing you use to test all your stuff. And so if I put mine in here, I hope it works. It's that, and then I think this is what I think that's my password, and then I should just be able to click on these things to do stuff. Okay, so I'm going to do this schema test here. I'm going to not save it for now, and I sometimes you might see some notes up here that I leave in there, but that's fine. I should probably take that out. But so I got all the points for this, and that's great. And the other thing that it does is that if you change your password, which you can do in cPanel, then when you use this, it captures your password again, because I need your password to be able to go in and grade your stuff, because I go in and I do these things too, and whenever you do this, it records your grade. So if everybody used this, to test all their stuff, then at the end I could just go in and I would see all your grades. But that's not the case. Sometimes people do these assignments and they don't use this. Some of them are they could be handy enough and they're easy enough, and everything else works, so they don't bother to press the submit button, or they don't press the submit button at the last time they got the last thing in there. They fixed something and then they didn't go back to here. Then it's not going to record the highest score. So I go in and I have a button that I press that goes and tallies up all the highest scores. But anyway, it's So if you use this, you should be able to get all the points. Now, today we're going to look at SQL questions. There's SQL questions here, and there's SQL questions here. I think those are the only places there's SQL questions. And so these are SQL questions that could be, and you know, this Garden Glory, I took it from an old database textbook class that I taught, you know, 10 years ago, and these were real problems taken out of that book and everything. So it's a pretty good, it's sort of a realistic scenario. But first, I'd like to know that I got my schema test right. So I actually took out when I was testing it today, I removed the thing that stored the passwords. In fact, let me put that back in. Save this. It's up here. Go back here. And, all right, now I hope it saves it. All right, so I go to, first let's see if I got my database right. Maybe I'll just click save here. And I got all the points. Let me go back, maybe that'll do it. Ah, good. And then I go to the tables test. Is that here? Okay, yeah. I guess your tables have to contain certain data. And that's what this does. Okay, good. I got all the points here. So now I know my database is set up correctly. And then so now I got to do these SQL questions. So I should be okay here. So here we go. Okay, let's see if this works. Maybe this is what you mean. Okay, good. All right. So this is what it should look like. And if it doesn't look like this, then you know, kind of doing just what I did. If you get that error, then let me know. You can just put it in the chat maybe, and then I'll just try it. I'll try it on a different window, and then if I can do it, then it's some cookie thing. And so if it's a cookie thing, then I can help you like clear out your cookies in your browser, and I have to do that all the time. So so anyway, all right. So let's do this first one. Write an SQL statement to list all the columns and the rows in the owners table. Okay, so we have an owners table here, owner table, and we're supposed to write an SQL statement to list everything. And so that's obviously just a select, and you can just do an asterisk. Is it from owner? I think so. All right, okay. All right, so I got all the points. Now, the way this Autograder works is that you'll see though, but it tests your SQL statement on two different databases. You know, it's the same, the two different databases that have tables, the same structure tables, but different data. And so it has to work on both. So when you're putting in your SQL, you can't be writing it specific to the data. Okay. Let's see. How about if I do something? Well, I'll show you with the next. These are just too easy. So all right, let's click next. Oh, and by the way, if I go to list now, you see it scores it. Okay, so let's go to this one, and actually all these are the same. Select asterisk from owned property. Now here I'll do an example. Okay, so if we own property has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 records. Okay, so if I put something like limit 8, then that should work, right? Because if it's specific. And the problem is that it didn't work on, see, this owned property. This one's got 8. Do I give you the second one? Yeah, I do give you the second one. See, so I actually give you the 2 databases it tested on, and this, oh wait, this one's 8 also. Is this the same one? Wait a minute. Did we get other points? The submission produced the correct result, execute data set, but failed on the second data test. Maybe I don't give you the second data test. But I thought I did. But maybe the second set is the same as the first set. Okay, anyway, so the point was this was specific to this table, and I thought I gave you both data sets, but I think I might test it on another data set too, and that's the problem. So anyway, so let's go back and let's fix this. Let's just take this out. Hope this is right. Hope I'm not messed up some other way. Okay, anyway, let's I'll show you that thing in a better example. All right, so same for this. Select asterisk from employee. Get all those points, and then select from GG service. And the next one is write an SQL statement to list all the columns and rows of the, oh, same thing. All right. Write an SQL. Did I do this already? What am I doing wrong? Write an SQL statement to list these 3 columns for all the employees that have an experience level of master. Okay, so I have a select these 3, copy, paste, but I don't want to have the and in there, of course. From employees, or employee, from employee, where experience level is master. And I got all those, okay? Okay, okay, now I'm supposed to do the same thing for all employees having an experience level of master, and the first name begins with the letter J. Well, let me do this. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna grab this. Now I'm gonna go back over here again, and I'm gonna paste it. Then I'm gonna say, and first name is is there a substring in SQL? Quite sure there is. but I don't need it actually. I'll just do like single quote J, and then the percent sign, which means anything after that is fine. Anything or nothing. Let's see what this does. Okay. Is there a substring in MySQL? Substring.
Good question. I don't remember.
All right, so start like this. Okay, sure, just like a regular thing. So if I should be able to do and substring 0, 0, 1 equals, equals or like J. I wonder why that doesn't work. Am I using it wrong? Substring start length. SUBSTR. Start with 0 or 1, I wonder. 2. Start at position 2. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. Well, it doesn't start at 0. Looks like it starts at 1. Well, if that's the case, maybe it's 1. Well, wow, that's weird. Okay, so as substring, the substring function in MySQL starts counting at 1 instead of 0. Okay, well, anyway, so that works. What's next? Write an SQL statement to list the last name and first name of employees who have worked on a property in Seattle. Use a subquery. Use a subquery. All right. What's the matter here? I need to go here, and I'm going to put this back up here. And this is number 4. So let me okay, they worked on a property in Seattle. Okay, so here's a subquery. So it's a Seattle. Okay, so property. Oh, okay. Okay, so I have properties. There's properties, and there's properties in Seattle. There's only one of them. Yeah, in this case, there's only one of them. And we're looking at for employees who worked on a property in Seattle. So city owned property, that's the only one. Okay, but anyway, so So what's the set of owned properties in Seattle? Okay, so we're going to give us a property ID. And then from that, oh, got it. Select employee ID. Okay, so let's put that one in there first. Select property ID. Select all the property IDs from the owned property table, where the city is equal to Seattle. Got to be single. Okay, so is that how you're supposed to? Yes. Okay, so now we want to find okay. We want to find all of the employee IDs in property service where the property ID is equal to the set of property IDs that come out of here. So we want to select from property service. So, okay, so this is going to return a set of property IDs of properties in Seattle. Now, from that, we want to select from property service, select something from property service. I'm going to put that for now. Property service, where the property ID, is equal to property ID is in the set that is returned here. Okay, so this gives me all of the property service records here for service that was performed on any of these properties, which are any of the properties in Seattle. Okay, and really what I want out of there is I want employee ID. Okay, I want the employee IDs of all of the property service records for properties in Seattle. And then what I really want now is the last name and the first name. So I want to, so this is a set, this is the set of employee IDs who worked, this is the set of employee IDs that worked on properties in Seattle. And I want the first names of those. So I got to get that out of the employee table. So I'm going to select last name. It doesn't matter if it's last name or first name because these are relations and order doesn't count, shouldn't count. Last name, first name from employee where employee ID is in that.
You're missing a parentheses.
I'm missing a parentheses.
Got a double at the end.
Yeah, well, see, this is for this one.
Right.
This one is.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. My bad. You're right.
So from employee where employee ID is in. Oh,
Is there supposed to be a from before property service?
yeah, I always forget things like that. I always forget things like that. That's what I was looking, staring at them, but yes, there is. You are absolutely right. And I was looking for something like that. Now, the other thing here is I guess we gotta, well, let's look at it and we'll see what it looks like. And it turns out this isn't quite right. Oh, there's no, I'm doing something wrong. This is not, or this should be this. This should be the same as this. I had the name wrong. Okay, oh, I got them all right. Okay, well, I guess it's right. In my notes here, I have a distinct. I say distinct, thinking that it may return Sam Smith twice, but it didn't. So I may have to do it in the non subquery version. All right. Oh, here I'm supposed to do it using the join syntax. Join, instead of using subqueries, I use a bunch of joins. So that's easy. I like joins. I like joins better. Select last name, comma, first name from employee. Now, what kind of join? Well, it doesn't matter what kind of join. I'm used. I like left joins. I'm sorry. I just because but I might not need. I think I can just do join. Join. Oh no, I should see if I can do natural join, because then I don't have to specify the columns that are joined. Natural join. Join. What's the next one? Property service or something? Property service. Natural join. Owned property. Where city equals Seattle. See if this works. Rows don't match. Oh, look at how many times Sam Smith is there. Well, that's the problem. So I'm just going to go distinct. There we go. All right, so that's that's the non-nested version. All right, what's next? Write an SQL statement to list the from employees who have worked on a property owned by a corporation. Oh, owned by a corporation. How do I know? Oh. Oh, I gotta go one more level. I gotta go to owner ID. Ooh, okay. So I'm gonna start with. I'm gonna go to list, and I'm gonna start with this one. And I'm gonna grab my solution. And I'm gonna go back to the list. And I'm going to go here. And it's going to be a little bit different because we have to, way down at the bottom, we have to select owner ID, select owner ID, way down at the bottom here. Well, somewhere down here, I need a select owner ID from owner where owner type equals corporation. And that's going to give me a set of owner IDs that are a corporation. Then I want to select I want to select the property ID from owned property where the owner ID is in this set. So this parentheses is going to close this one. And then this parentheses will close this one. All right. Let's see if this works.
You doubled up on your from in the last line.
Oh,
It happens.
all right. There we go. Good. Okay, that looks pretty good. And so should I, this is recorded. So should I let you do the next one yourself? This is just join. So it's a, you know how the last, so this is the one I just did. And what I did was you saw that first I did this one, and then when I did the join one, you saw that I just joined them all together using natural join, and I put the where, the last where, at the end. And now this time I've created this one, just like I created this one. So you should be able to go in and create this one. So I'm going to leave that to you. And remember, this is recorded, so you can just go back and see what I did, and you should be able, because it's just like adding that one more thing on. And so you're just adding the one more thing on, just like you did here. All right. So what's this next one here? Write an SQL statement to show the last name of sum of out and the sum of hours worked for each employee. Name the sum of hours field totals. Okay. All right, so I'm going to have select last name, comma, first name, comma, SOHW. How's that? Sum of hours worked. It's gonna be a variable. Or that's gonna be something I'm gonna read from somewhere. Or do I sum it up? Well, okay, I'll see. From employee, that's where they come from. And I gotta join. I'm going to be joining something. I just know it. Hours. Oh, here. Oh, got to go through service ID. Service ID. Is there a service thing around? Oh, this is service. Okay. Oh, this is cost per hour. Oh, so here's the hours worked. Okay, got it. I only have to go here. Okay, hours, employee ID. Oh, this is easier than I thought. Okay, I just got to join up this thing. Property service. Join property service. What a natural join. I'm gonna try natural join to see what happens. Natural join property service, because it's only the employee ID is the only common field in these two. Okay, great. So I can just sum up hours worked. So sum hours worked. All right, I'm going to see what this does. I'm just going to see what this does. Okay, this one, oh. How about group by employee ID? Which employee ID? Watch, which employee ID? Oh, I have to name it total hours worked. Does it say I have to do that? It says name. Oh, follow the directions. As total hours worked. It took up 80% for. All right, there we go. Looks the same. That's kind of harsh. We gotta change that scoring. All right. See. All I do is I execute the submitted answer, which is what you gave me. I execute the solution answer, and then I take the natural join of your answer with the solution answer. I take the natural join, and if the number of rows and columns in all three tables is the same, then I know that your solution was the same as the correct solution, regardless of the order of the rows and regardless of the order of the columns. So, all right, what's next? Write an SQL statement to show the sum of hours worked for each experience level of employee. Name the sum of hours total hours worked. Sort the results by experience level in descending order. How do I test that? I don't see it. Well, I must do something. Maybe I look for the word sort or something. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go back to what I had over here because we're summing some hours, looks like. Copy. Paste. For each experience level. Group by experience level. That work? I don't need first name, last name. I need experience level. Order by experience level, descending. Now, what happens if I don't put that? I'm going to first take that off here. Oh, all right. That's, I just look for that exactly. All right, so that's that one. And what's the last one? Write an SQL statement to show the sum of hours worked for each type of owner, but excludes services of employees who have an experience level of junior. Okay, so I'm going to start you out here, and then I'm going to let you finish it. And then I'll go on to do some of the other ones. So you're going to have select, and you're going to have hours worked. All right, so you're going to have each type of owner. You're going to have owner type. Owner type. Hours worked. Sum of hours worked. I don't say what the sum of hours worked column name should be. Let me go back to my answers here. Wait a second. This is not the right. This is not the right assignments. This is assignment. Oop. Let's see. This is assignment. Oh, I guess I call it total hours worked. Yeah, okay, well, that's what I thought. Okay, so so yeah, you're gonna have owner type, and we're gonna name that. I should probably fix that, but it should be a sum of hours worked. As total hours worked, and I should fix it so it says that total hours worked from, and you have to have whatever produces hours worked in there, and you have to have whatever produces or wherever owner type field is. So from a bunch of tables, a bunch of tables joined together. And then you're going to have to somewhere have where experience level is not equal. You can't have any experience level equal to junior. So somewhere along the line, you're going to have to say experience where experience level is not equal to junior. And then you're going to have somewhere group at the end by owner type. Okay, so here you're going to have a bunch of tables joined together, and you just have to join all the tables that produce. Okay, so you have owner type, so you want owner type and hours worked. And okay, so if you're going to need this table, and you're going to need this table, and hours worked is here. So you're going to have employee ID, employee connected through employee ID to connect it to this table right here, and that's where you pick up the hours worked. But you also have to connect the that's the employee ID. You have to connect the property ID with the through owned property. Because owned property has an owner ID, which connects you to the owner table, and you need this. So it's something like, employee, natural join, property service. Yeah, you can try that. Property service, natural join, owned property, natural join owner. Yeah, so if you have any problems, let me know. All right, so let's go over to here, and let's take a look at some of these chapter 12 zyLabs, which I haven't had a chance to fiddle with these yet. So let me I did take some notes here, which would be right here. Okay, so let's try them out. This is pretty cool. It's okay. Can you do this on an iPad?
I've been using an iPad often. I continue to get errors saying that I'm using the wrong browser, even though I'm using Chrome, but it works.
But it works? It does work?
It does. It does. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I haven't actually done. I'm sorry, I haven't actually done this particular chapter, but the other chapters I've been using an iPad back and forth between.
Okay, yeah. Well, that should work then. Oh, good. Okay. You have a movie table. It's got these fields, columns. You got a ratings table that has these, and it looks like you got a code here and a code here to connect those up. And write a select statement to select the title, year, and rating description. Okay. So I'm going to do select title, comma, year, comma, description. from movie left join rating on all of the column names are unique. So I don't have to specify a table. I can just say code on code equals rating code. Am I supposed to order it anyway? Let's see what this looks like.
I'm not sure how you tell if it's correct or not.
Well, it's not giving me, it's not run program. Output displayed here. What's the matter? Well,
I think that's your system because mine ran.
here
There
it
it
is.
goes.
I don't know, it looks right to me. Submit mode. Submit for grading. Oh, good. Got all the points. Okay, what's next? Inner join. All right. So all right. There's an employee table, and then oh, really? Okay. So okay, this is interesting. Okay, so I gotta. Manager. All right. So here we're going to use the employee table twice. So we have to have aliases for them. So we're supposed to display out the ID of the employee, we're supposed to display out all the employees' first names and their manager's first names. List only employees that have a manager. All right. All right. So select first name okay, so I'm going to use the employee table twice, and so I'm going to use the when I'm using the employee table as the table of managers, I'm going to call that table M. And when I'm using the employee table just as the regular employee table, where I'm getting the first name, last name out of or whatever, and the manager ID, I'm going to call that one E. So I want the E of the first name of the employee, and I also want the first name of the manager. First name from employee, and this is the E one. And I'm going to join that with, and I don't, do I need to use inner join? Can I just say join? I'm going to try just using join, see what happens. With employee again. M on the E of manager ID is equal to the M ID. And I only want where E, where only employees with managers. So where E dot manager ID is not, I don't know, greater than 0, maybe greater than 0, greater than 0. See what that does. Run program. How do I know if this is right? Did they give me the managers?
Right, that's the same question I had. I don't think it notifies you until you submit it.
You don't think it what?
I don't think it actually gives you whether you've got it correct or not until it's submitted.
Yeah, well, you can always just submit as many times as you want.
Right.
You might be able to figure out what the tables are by. You could probably figure out what the tables are. Oh, 0 out of 10.
Possibly we have to use the inner join.
Yeah, I guess I have to use the inner join. Yeah, so obviously my names are, I'm screwing up with the names. E first name, M first name. Oh, I gotta name something different here. I can't have two things the same name. So as manager, does it tell me to name it manager? Use aliases to give the yeah, okay, that was the problem. So I'm gonna say that as boss. Let me do that. Andy, Jim, Angela, Michael. Michael's got. Okay, so I think it maybe didn't like my title. I think it didn't like my title, did it? I was just testing it. Because the relations look the same. It looks like the same data. Ryan, David, Michael, Ryan. See, they're all the same data, but the titles are different. Did it already, is it working or did it, no. Yeah, no, is it working? Submit. Oh, I gotta hit this one. Hit the wrong one.
Get ready. Go
Huh.
outside.
Still didn't get, is there an order? There must be an order or something that I'm not getting right.
Okay.
Oh, I gotta order them. You see, their thing is not as well. I should just do what it says, I guess. Order by employee,
Oh, it does say that.
first name, yeah. Is that gonna work? That should work. Okay, I want to go back and see if boss works.
Oh, did you order? I'm sorry. Did you order by first name?
Yeah,
Maybe should apply a
E?
an alias to E.
Oh, well, you know,
Oh, I guess not. No, because
in my experience with SQL is when you're specifying column names for ordering, you can use the aliases. You can use you use what you use the column names as they're going to appear in the output. So in this case, first name is not ambiguous. First name is this because this one is named boss.
right.
See, so like here I can say boss and it'll order by boss. But earlier on, like in the where, I cannot say, you know, first name. You know, I in the where I cannot refer to the alias. And when you're doing the on, you can't refer to the alias either. Let's see, what time is it? Oh, it's past. Okay. Well, you can just believe me, but
The reason I suggest that is because when I did it, oh, it actually worked. No, it did work for me. So because I ended up, and the only reason I brought that up is because I got an error that specifically said first name is ambiguous. And so what I just did is I gave an alias to first name. I just gave it employee. And then I did the order by employee, which is what I did as an alias for first name. And it just worked.
it should, yeah, that should work. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, but see, I think the reason that this works is because I didn't put boss. I mean, first name means this,
Right.
because you know this one is called boss. You know.
Right. So maybe if you put boss, it'll work.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will continue.
Oh, there, you got it working. Perfect. Okay. Thank you.
And so I think I should be able to, like, in one more class period, finish all these. So.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I was admittedly a little bit stumped on some of those subqueries. So
Okay. All right. Well, that's right. There's another set of those. So there's a second set. So I'll go over those too next time.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. Appreciate
All right.
it.
All right. Great. Take care. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.